Gold beneath the waves. The salvage and restoration of an Imperial Navy. I-type submarine carrying 2 tons of gold. The ocean has a way of swallowing secrets and, daring humanity to come back for them. Some secrets stay buried forever. Others, well, they fight their way back to the surface. This is one of those stories. A World War II Imperial Navy I-type submarine, lost, forgotten, then rediscovered with a claim so wild it sounded impossible. 2 tons of gold bars sealed inside a steel ghost. And right on the thumbnail, screaming for attention, the phrases "fermented wood ash" and "insane potassium boost" dominate the frame, daring viewers to ask the only question that matters. How is this possible? What made the Navy I-type submarine so important? The Navy I-class submarines were not ordinary underwater vessels. Built during World War II for long-range missions, these submarines were massive, slow-moving beasts designed to cross oceans, not just coastlines. They were cargo carriers as much as weapons, capable of transporting materials too valuable or too sensitive to risk on surface ships. Thick pressure hulls, enormous fuel capacity, reinforced storage compartments. These submarines were floating vaults. By the later years of World War II, when sea lanes were under constant threat, submarines became the last resort for moving strategic resources. Gold, rare metals, classified equipment and financial reserves were sometimes loaded onto these underwater giants. The logic was simple. If the surface was controlled by the enemy, the depths became the only safe road left. How a submarine ends up with 2 tons of gold. 2 tons of gold is not a random number. It represents economic survival. During World War II, gold was used to secure foreign supplies, pay for intelligence networks, and safeguard national reserves from capture. Submarines tasked with such cargo were often sent on near-suicide missions. If they arrived, they preserved financial power. If they failed, the ocean became their vault. Gold bars were packed low in the hull to stabilize the submarine. They were sealed in reinforced compartments designed to survive depth pressure and flooding. Ironically, those same safety features are what allowed rumors of gold to survive decades underwater. When sonar scans reveal unnatural density clusters inside a wreck, experts know they are not looking at ballast or machinery. Discovery and confirmation beneath the seabed. Locating a Navy I-type submarine is not easy. These vessels are often found hundreds of meters below the surface, buried in sediment and marine growth. Modern salvage teams rely on side-scan sonar, magnetometers, and remotely operated vehicles. The first confirmation usually comes from hull shape and size, then from markings, then from internal scans. Gold does not corrode like steel. Even after decades underwater, it remains unmistakable on imaging equipment. Dense, compact, heavy. When salvage crews detect multiple rectangular objects stacked deep within a pressure hull, the implication is immediate. This is not scrap. This is treasure. The brutal reality of salvage operations, well, it's a far cry from what you might see in the movies. Raising or accessing a World War II submarine is not a Hollywood adventure. It's slow, dangerous, and honestly, extremely expensive. The hulls are often unstable, and cutting into the wrong section can cause a collapse. You have to remember, explosive remnants may still be present. Every move must be calculated, with no room for error. These days, most modern operations don't actually raise the entire submarine. Instead, teams work to stabilize the wreck, cut controlled access points, and remove the cargo in stages. Each gold bar is carefully documented, secured, and transferred under strict protocols. The weight alone creates its own set of challenges. 2 tons of gold equals over 4,000 pounds. Underwater, weight behaves differently, but once lifted, gravity takes full control, making the task all the more demanding. Restoration of history is not just about the metal. Salvage is only half the story, and restoration matters just as much. Navy I-type submarines are really irreplaceable artifacts of World War II. Even when stripped of cargo, the wreck itself tells a story through its damage, layout, and final resting position. Preservation teams document everything: hull fractures, interior configurations, tool marks. Even sediment layers reveal how the submarine settled after sinking, offering clues to its final moments. Recovered components are often treated with chemical stabilization to prevent rapid corrosion once exposed to air. Large sections may be preserved for museum display or research. The goal is not to erase the wreck, but to honor it while extracting what history allows. Why the thumbnail phrases spark curiosity. Those bold thumbnail phrases are not random noise. Fermented wood ash and insane potassium boost trigger confusion on purpose. They feel out of place in a World War II submarine story, and that tension creates curiosity. Viewers stop scrolling. They want answers. They click. In long-form content, those phrases become metaphors for hidden value. Just as fermented wood ash can unlock unexpected chemical power, a rusted submarine can hide unimaginable wealth. It is about transformation. Decay turning into discovery. Loss turning into revelation. The legal and ethical battlefield. Salvaging gold from a World War II submarine is not just engineering. It is law and politics. Ownership claims may involve governments, former military entities, or international maritime law. War graves complicate everything. Many submarines are considered protected sites, especially if crew members were lost. Legitimate salvage operations work under permits, oversight, and international agreements. Unauthorized recovery is treated as looting, not exploration. This legal tension adds another layer of drama to every operation. Why this story still matters today. You see, this is not just about gold. It's, about unfinished chapters of World War II still resting beneath the waves. Every recovered submarine forces us to confront the scale of that conflict and, honestly, the lengths nations went to survive it. These vessels carried more than cargo. They carried desperation, strategy, and hope. For the zero-hour World War II audience, this story hits hard because it connects military engineering, economic warfare, and human risk in one frame. It reminds us that World War II did not end cleanly. Some of it sank, some of it waited. Final thoughts from the deep. A Navy I-type submarine carrying 2 tons of gold is not just a rumour or a headline. It is proof that history is still active, still waiting, still capable of shocking us. Beneath layers of rust and silence, the past holds weight, literal weight. If you want more deep dives into the hidden machinery, secrets and untold moments of World War II, make sure you subscribe to 0 Hour World War II. Share this story with anyone who thinks history is finished. It is not. It is just submerged.